Hey. Say good morning, Cori.
Good morning, Cori. Hey, I had an intro that I wanted to film. But I want to film it.
Okay. Film.
No, I want to be holding it. I want to be filming myself. Because I have planned it. Okay. So, good morning, everybody. It's as the co-owner of this beekeeping operation, I have made an executive decision. And I think that we're going to change the name of this to Cori Farms instead of Ashby Farms.
Why?
What do you think?
It's fine by me.
Oh, I thought I was going to have to like throw my weight around a little bit and say that I had a 50% say in this whole thing. Anyway, we're going to change it to Cori Farms because basically I run the show. Okay. Thanks for coming out.
So, you want to tell them about the real intro you just told me? Can we start early? Because I look pretty right now. And later in the day, I'll
No,
look
wait. No, what I said was I always look like I got hit by a bus because I've got my beekeeping gear on and I'm sweaty and gross. I was like, can we at least film the intro when I look like halfway decent? I mean, it's 6:37. I don't even know what time. It's early, y'all. But I got my coffee.
Coffee. So now that I'm no longer I guess I'm a 49% controller.
No, I said
It's
50. Or we could be 5140. Or no, it doesn't add
5149?
5148.
It's early for math. The math isn't mathing, Cori.
It never does with me.
She's getting her suit on because she's got a full body suit and it's early. And by the time we get in the yard, it's a good way to get lit up. And that's a bad start to the day. So, anyways, big day, Saturday. We're gonna get to all the hives. Second round of ApiGuard going on. Of course, the ApiVars and all the nukes. So we're gonna get to all the hives today. Get everybody fed, and I guess I'll take a quick second to talk about 4 barrels of sugar syrup in a F-150. This is an old F-150. I got it in high school, and I've had this truck now for 20 years. We've got totes of 2-to-1 sugar syrup now, straight sucrose, and the goal is to feed a lot of bees. And of course, I can't fit 450-gallon barrels in the back of the truck. So what I do is I put 25 gallons in 4 barrels. That's 100 gallons of 2-to-1, which is about 12 pounds per gallon. So you've got 1,200 pounds of syrup. And that's pushing the weight load of this truck by a lot. So the trick is get over to the bee yards and fill one of them up with water, and then you've got 1-to-1. It's actually thinner than that. It's like a 1.5-to-1 by the time you do the math, but it's fine. It's thin syrup. It's still mid-August, but we're just trying to, we're trying to get some sugar syrup going. We want there to basically be a nectar flow, falsely propagated by us, and then in about 2 to 3 weeks, the goldenrod kicks in. Of course, basically today's day 2 or second round of ApiGuard application. So we've got one more application a week from now, next Saturday. And then, it takes 4 or 5 days to get out of the hive. Now, as soon as the queen feels like, oh, there's no more thymol in the hives, a lot of times, 80% of the time, the queen will come back rearing. Just laying out. She's rip roaring ready to go. She knows there's a nectar flow coming in. That's created by us. And then, like I said, in 2 to 3 weeks, the goldenrod will kick in and the queen will be knocking them out. Basically, we're breeding fall bees, and so this is how we do it. We're still on the brink of starvation in some of our colonies. Some of our colonies are real easy on their stores. They don't plow through the stores. We take the majority of their honey. Anything left in the brood box is theirs because we run a single brood box management. But a lot of them lay out a full 10 frame brood box. and then you don't end up with a lot of food left. So feeding is necessary, or else they starve out. We fed, 7 to 10 days ago, all the colonies got a feeding, so at least they're not starving. Went ahead and took some. I would rather take my losses in the fall than in the winter. So we lost about 10% of our operation for one reason or another, maybe 50 colonies. We'll probably lose another 50 colonies to thymol, ApiGuard, because it's tough on the bees. I prefer to take my losses in the fall right now so that I don't have to waste a lot of sugar syrup on those colonies in September and early October, because sugar syrup's expensive at this scale. It's, there's the old saying, take your winter losses in the fall. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. So onward to the bee yard, wife.
Onward.
Are you ready to go?
As ready as I'm gonna get.
Okay. Here's a little yard of 8. It's a little satellite yard we've got around our nuke mating yard.
Baby yard.
It's a baby yard, yeah. And the only point of this is to add additional drones in the spring. They made 8 boxes of honey over here, but the biggest point of this little satellite yard is just that these are additional drones. We've got bees a half a mile that way, a half a mile that way, but we want, just all the way around our whole bee yard, we want, 200 colonies. So, yeah, nothing special. Feeding. Oh, that's a good point. Here, zoom in on this
stick.
So this little stick right here, when we got here, this container was still full from 10 days ago. We're in a dearth right now, which means the bees couldn't get to it. So you just add in a little stick right here, and
the lid was too close to the.
Yeah, actually you can show that from this angle.
So the
see,
lid
no bee
is
space.
flush with the top of the frame, so they didn't have any
And really,
space.
that's this cut right here isn't deep enough. So just come over like this. Now you can see a little gap there. The bees will defend it.
Yeah, I can't really get that.
There you go.
You can see it a little bit, but yeah.
So we come across these little things, little problems. You just solve them as you go.
Maybe is your hood zipped?
Sometimes it's not. Yeah. Yeah, in a
your
commercial bee yard, I know when I watch Bob Benny, it's like, oh my gosh, and all you see is just hives, and it's like, no, every hive gets treated as an individual hive. It's quick decision making, but it's nothing special about it. Like, it's just keeping bees. But every hive gets individual attention every time.
All right.
Heading to the next bee yard. Of peanut butter and jelly action. Hi, how's it going this morning, Cori?
Your peanut PB&J packed lovingly by your wife. Actually going pretty well. First of all, we have air in the truck today, which makes for a much happier wife, happy life. So it's going well. It's not, knock on wood, has not gotten unbearably hot yet. Had a couple of dead outs and hives that just looked like they, I don't know. This is a you conversation, but.
All right, so we're over here at another stop. This is stop number, 6 today? Is that right? This field of kudzu right here is creeping in on our bees. So, I don't know, we'll talk to the landowner and figure it out. Basically, we got just 14 hives over here. So, another one of our yards. I don't know if I've shown this on video or not, but just putting on some more ApiGuard and feeding the bees some sugar water. So just wanted to show what we're seeing on some of these. It's like there's a piece of plastic on either side of this card with paper in the middle, and the bees are chewing the paper out of it. So, yeah, she just put the ApiGuard on there. But a lot of these I ended up, if the spacer didn't work out or it left it where they could be robbing, we just put it in between the 2 brood boxes. So anyways, what do you think, Cori?
I think that one thing that I'm good at is drawing up the solution in the syringe.
Yeah.
It's a nursing me.
Ready to move on to the next yard?
Sure.
All right. Guys, if you like today's episode, just an update on what we're doing on the farm, if you would please comment and subscribe. Whenever you do that, if you'll share the video, whatever, it helps us get found in the YouTube algorithm. So we're trying to grow our channel. We appreciate you watching. Now back to the rest of our message.
Hair is looking nice and stringy.
Stringy. All right, guys, that was a very, very, very long day. We got into 211 colonies today and put ApiGuard in all of them and fed them all. We had just enough feed. We got down to the last 14 colonies and they got a half a gallon each. But basically we were able to use the 4 barrels in the back to make about 200 gallons of feed. And needless to say, we're kind of whooped. So there's stringy hair. How you feeling?
Tired, boss. I'm ready to go out. Listen, I worked today with the promise of a reward this evening, which is we're going out with friends. And
yeah, we're going out with friends.
So I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go shower and go.
And go get a shower, go join our friends. So guys, that's just a little update. By the way, we're feeding a thin syrup, as I mentioned earlier, probably a little thinner than 1-to-1. It's 2-to-1 syrup, and then we cut it with, like, if it's 25 gallons of 2-to-1, and then we put 25 gallons of water in it, then it's thinner than 1-to-1. It's like 1.3, 1.5-to-1. But anyways, that was our day, guys. Thanks for watching. Pretty beat. We'll see you on the next episode. I'll put that in the video.
What?
I'm still filming.
Oh.
All right.
You better not.
I won't.
I withhold sex for a solid 2 months.